Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
Welcome everybody to the Chili Bowl. That's right, the Chili Bowl. We're going to have 25 to 35 pro mods out here on the dirt under a place that they call the Dome. Oh man, I'm about ready to kick this off. Actually, I just got final where there will be 36 drivers out here between two different servers, two different races. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, but in the end, it's all about $50 and 22 drivers, maybe 24 drivers when it's all said and done. These guys are already out here doing what they need to do. This first server is about ready to kick off. I'll actually go ahead and show you what it looks like so far. In just a moment, the one and only Rick James will go ahead and join the lobby or join the broadcast to assist me in getting this all done. Man. Let's actually go ahead and pull up your scoring pylon right now, show you exactly what it's looking like. 8 laps to go, so we're about to go ahead and take this thing green. Qualifying is in the books, and yeah, in case you didn't notice, this is this is going to be one hectic race. There's a lot of guys out here, and they're not done just yet. There's quite a bit of racing to go. So let's go ahead and bring up our top guy. Aaron Hanson asking, are we live on YouTube? Yep, Aaron, it is live on YouTube under IROC TV, under IROC TV on Twitter, under IROC TV on Roku TV, as well as Facebook. So yep, live in many different places. And as soon as this camera decides that it's supposed to go right where we need it to go, we will be golden. There we go. Look at these pro mods. Man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Glad everybody's out there. Looking forward to hanging out, keeping up with me and chatting. And man, this it's gonna be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. Hope y'all are well. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And y'all are about ready to kick this off. I was watching these guys during practice, and I'll tell you, talk about getting after it. Sometimes 3 wide, not very often. Whole lot of single file, really just keeping pace as best they could with everybody as much as they could. So let's move around a little bit. Looks like this first race, I'll actually show you the way that this format is going to roll right now as these guys begin to roll. Servers, 2 laps, 5 minutes for qualifying, 8 laps, 10 minutes. I believe that the transfer amount may have changed, and you can see the rest. All right, let's go ahead and clear that away. We're about ready to set this thing green. Hopefully, y'all out there are ready. Lord knows I am. You see that iRacing pace truck still out there on track. I have no doubt in my mind. Yep, making that left turn towards Albuquerque. Gentlemen, get ready. Pull those belts tight one more time. Let's go racing. Well, looks like we got a little bit of a wreck in the back. Hunter Johnson and Connor Matz Let's see if I can get more information on that. Maybe see Matson, excuse me. See how that happened. It looks like the 3 able to get back up and get going. That is Connor. But he's going to fall back, but not far enough back to where he's been lapped. So far, going to be able to stay on the lead lap. Sorensen right now sitting P2. Reed P3. Misemer P number 4. Jarrell, Matson, and Sizemore going to round out your top 7. Unfortunately, due to an issue with getting into the lobby, it's showing me as the 8th driver in this race. Obviously not. All right, let's get back up front. I'm sure there's a nice little battle going on. Nice little battle brewing. Again, it's going to be Nathan Waddell and Hagen Sorensen with, look at that 58, just all, 158 rather. Go ahead and absolutely throw it into the corner. Holtz, there's just something about turning right to go left. I don't know. It's just not a Cars Tour movie. There we go. So it looks like Nathan Waddell, he's going to go ahead and grab the checkers for this one. Way to go. All right, so that is going to be it for that first heat. Let's go ahead and let these guys all get gridded up now for heat number 2. Looks like Colton Herbert with Corey Roberts going to be on row number 1. Row 2, talking about Derek Stewart and Daniel Elkins, Hunter Gaines and Gavin Eddy, James Starry and Chris Santangelo in his number 77, going to round out the top 8. So let's actually go ahead and pull up your grid, show you what these guys are actually looking like here. There you go. And their numbers. And again, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Chili Bowl, the Gateway Dirt Nationals. All right, let's go ahead and clear that. So out there in chat, who do y'all have for this one? Who is it going to be? Some people were wondering if Chris Santangelo would be able to get on up there and get it done. Colton Herbert starting with the best possible track position. Does he lead every lap as these guys go ahead and pull off? Who's it going to be out there? Who's got this heat? There we go. Scoring system being just a little awkward tonight, but no big deal. MJ's Paint says Roberts. So yeah, I got to tell you, there's just absolutely something about the track position that gives you that benefit. So there we go. It's gonna pull off. Let's go. Let's get ready to go for round number 2. And again, guys and gals, this is just the first server. We're green. Hard and live into the first turn. And yeah, Roberts, he's just pulling away. There's let's actually move on up here with Derek Stewart and James Starry. That just seemed like a whole lot of bulldogging maneuver to get on through, if you ask me. All right, so Colton Herbert in that short stint able to lay down the fastest lap so far. All right, let's bring up your. Let's go ahead and bring up your scoring pylon. So that's going to be caution number 1. Let's go back and see if we can find out exactly what happened right there. Ooh, too hard into the outside wall. Tries to get that ship righted up on the berm just a little bit. You see the 58 also having some problems. 58 is going to be Hunter Gaines. Let's see if we can find out what happened with Hunter. All right, so this is already a little bit further up, and it looks like we're going back green. So let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, here we go. 74, 6 way up on the outside. 74 down low. 6 going to go ahead and throw it in there. And caution number 2 is going to be out. It looks like this one's going to have something to do with Derek Stewart. Daniel Elkins. And yep, that's going to be yellow flag number 2. So let's go ahead and jump on board with the chase cam and see if we can't find out exactly what happened right here. No, all right. Let's go ahead and rewind this the old-fashioned way. Just stopped. All right, let's just go ahead and bring it back live. That's not gonna help me with anything. All right, so there you see the pace car again. I have no idea what to say about that, but okay. All right, so let's see how these ones are going to go ahead and grid up for you. Looks like Dylan Wilson with Connor New, row number 1, Adam O'Brien and Braden Burnett, row 2. Caden Lepker, P number 5. P6 going to be Josh Johnson. P7 talking about Chasen Luther. And then Brady Lilly gonna go ahead and round out this heat. Just go ahead and empty that out. Go ahead and bring up your your ticker here. Get ready to roll on this one also.
Green flag.
All right, green flag's going to be out. A little bit of a bump there between the 20 and the 10. 87 right off the bat's going to go around, and I guess this is good time of it as any to go ahead and introduce the man with the golden voice, talking about the one and only Rick James. Rick, these first 2 heats have been absolutely jam-packed with nothing but action. All kinds of slideways, bunch of contact. The first heat went caution-free. Second heat, not so much. And the third, we just went green. Buddy, how you doing?
Pete, I'm so good, man. I'm so, like I always say, it's good to be working with proper villains once again, and you and me back in the booth, it never gets old, man. I tell you what, let me just get this out of the way. I know nothing about dirt racing, so you're gonna be my guide through this evening. I've been to 2 dirt races lifetime. One of them was the Cup Series dirt race at Bristol, and the second one was this year in Talladega. So that's about the extent of my dirt experience, and I'm looking at these Lamborghini and Corvette decals on these high horsepower late models, whipping them around this Chili Bowl. Those heats were intense. This third one, this 8-lap feature is off the chain so far. Looking at Dylan Wilson and double team break.
And we're going to go ahead and drop it back just a little bit. We're going to change that view. That way everybody can hear you. These monsters put out one hell of a roar. And Rick, there's just something about, turning right to go left. I don't get it. I mean, but even they can make it make sense in a cartoon movie, but I got nothing. It looked like caution is going to be out one more time. This one's going to have something to do with Braden Burnett and Connor or Chasen Luther a little bit further in the back. Let's see if maybe we can find out exactly what happened there. A whole bunch of people out there between Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter tonight, Rick. It's been one hell of a show so far, and they all want to find out who they're racing against when it's all said and done. So far, Dylan Wilson at the top of the board right there. Let's go back and see if we can't find out what happened with Chasen.
Pete, I think it's the same thing that keeps happening where guys just get caught up. I mean, you're looking at the 21 of Brady Lilly. He's just trying to, I don't know if he's trying to warm up those tires or just put some more dirt on them. Dylan Wilson's got the control right now, who looks like Wilson just spun around, and Dylan Wilson's literally doing donuts at the front of the field while Braden Burnett gets around him. And there's chaos all over this Chili Bowl, Pete.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of an issue with the broadcasting software. There we go. I believe we are back live. Nope. Okay, that's why I was having a problem, because they were just about said and done. Man, what a little bit of a problematic setup, but that's all right. So here we go, gridding up for the next heat, and these are going by so fast, Rick, in just 8-lap clips. It's absolutely hard to stay on top of who's where. Coming from a whole lot of asphalt. I mean, we've both done a little bit of dirt together at Eldora and Bristol dirt and whatnot. But this is something completely different, Rick. This is the Chili Bowl.
The Chili Bowl is one of those places where guys come here just to, it's almost like the Daytona of dirt, if you will. Going into this B main, Pete, this is going to be something like an LCQ, if you will. We're going to see just who has the stones, or should I say the dirt clods, to make it through. Guys already antsy. You see the 21 car of Brady Lilly pushing his fellow competitors. Just chaos doesn't begin to cover this, PR.
No, not at all. And I've watched move after move, slide after slide, too wide. It doesn't work in these cars, Rick. When you're going into a corner and the guy behind you, if he's a little bit further back, he's seeing the broad side of your car. To me, we'd be screaming, "Where's the caution?" at day and night, but not so much. These dirt guys are quite a bit more technical, and you got to have just a little bit different of a skill set. But the pace truck is off, Rick. Who's it going to be this time around? I mean, 100 gains on the top row with Timothy Massimer. Green flag's out. Let's go.
5.8 of gains on the top side already. 3 wide cars just chucking it in, looking like Doc Hudson in cars. Like you said, turning right to go left. Almost 3-4 wide. The 6 car goes around there, and it looks like Adam O'Brien's gone around. Heavy collision from the 2-1 of Brady Lilly. Tim Meesimer still with the lead. We stay green. 100 gains on his outside. 4 wide out of the second corner. Pete, it's happening, and there goes one car literally doing a barrel roll like Star Fox 64 in turn number 3, and the caution comes out. It's hilarious and mesmerizing, and Pete, it's almost like there's too much happening at the same time to even keep up with it.
That is what I'm glad that you were able to verbalize that, because that is what I've been thinking since the very beginning. I mean, we just saw what happened right there. We don't have to go with the playback, but man, it's just interesting how these cars will catch just a little bit of a dip in the track, and there's absolutely no saving. I mean, there's no downforce on these things. The track is so small. I guess they tip very easily.
Pete, it looks like you're trying to drive an American pickup truck on European roads. These big, massive F-150s and Silverados we have on roads that were built and made before the advent of the motor vehicle. It's almost like they look like they don't fit. So, guys, I can understand how some of these guys and girls are getting antsy on this racetrack, but it's no racing room whatsoever, and green flag is out. Here comes the chaos again, Pete.
Yeah, chaos again, too. A little bit further back, he got a little bit of a tap. He's able to save it, though. Great job by him. But look at that battle up front. Looks like between the 58 and the 24, side by side. Rainbow color 24 digits on the side. But, Rick, they're keeping it going. Let's actually move in a little bit closer. Riding along right now with P number 3, talking about Timothy Meesimer. Oh, I believe that was just, who was that? Just went end over end up onto the wall. No saving it for him. 58 now has the clear advantage. And this is the final lap.
That was Colton Herbert in the 6th that just got moved over by the 5.8 of Hunter Gaines. Josh Johnson in the 1.17 will come across, and it looks like he's going to collect that checkered flag. Hunter Gaines in 2nd. Here comes Chance Sizemore, who finished no, I can't even tell if we're done or not, Pete.
Yep, we are done.
It looks like we are. So Chance Sizemore, 3rd in the B main, Hunter Gaines 2nd, and Josh Johnson getting the dub in the B main after the 6 car just going end over end. Again, I guess we're going to be using the C word a lot, man. Chaos.
Yeah, Rick, there's definitely no P word here. No patience whatsoever. This is not a race for the patient driver, as you see them all pulling out of the pits. And let's go ahead and bring up your tower right now. All right, hold on. I gotta reset this program. Give me 1 second. I don't even think STK can keep up with everything that's going on here, Rick. All right.
The way the scoring changes is just mad interesting because obviously you're seeing guys just switching spots on pylons, and it's, I mean, I don't know. Clearly, I'm speechless because I'm just watching these guys keep these cars pointed in the right direction, and there they go. They're getting turned loose again in this warm up, and that berm on the inside making cars tumble. And Colton Herbert, who's being scored as the 2-3, but he's in that black and pink 6, having some fun with it. And Pete, I don't know who to keep my eye on. I guess I'm just looking for the next car to go through the air.
Yeah, I tell you. That's really what this is, almost like Talladega for pro mods, I guess you could say, because that's kind of what I'm getting out of it. I mean, it's staying on the back bumper of somebody else until you go into the corner. But oh, by the way, when you go into the corner, you are at your most vulnerable because you are flat sideways to the car or cars behind you. And if they miss the turn or if they have some kind of an issue, your race could be done.
So these fellas are going to get spun around in this warm-up, and a lot of heavy contact. The 58, the 6 here, Hunter Gaines, Miesmer getting into it. Colton Herbert, though, in that 6 that went through the air, he does have the fastest time of the warm-up so far, 10:99. But lap times obviously mean nothing tonight if you can't find the room. And I guess that's my biggest question: is where are they going to find this room?
I have no, Rick, I tell you, when I first heard about this race and they were telling me there were going to be 36 of these cars on track at one time, I'm like, no. It's just not going to happen.
It's not going to work.
Right. And then I'm putting up how this all is going to work on screen right now, or what the format is. And what we've seen so far were all the 8 laps. Well, now we've got the C and B mains. It's going to be 10 laps, 10 minutes, and then they're going to take the winners, move them on over. There's a couple of provisionals, but in the end, we're talking about a 5-minute practice before the big dance and a 60-lap feature in these things, Rick. 60 laps. We're either going to see Barney the Flagman very, very busy with that yellow flag, or he might actually see a whole lot of great driving. Kind of looking at these guys here, they're doing pretty well so far.
Is the Flagman really named Barney, or did you just make that up?
No, Barney is the Flagman.
You learn something new every day. I had no idea.
Yeah, Barney the Flagman. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, there you go. You know what? Just stick me to asphalt. I'm not good at driving in the first place. I can't even keep a Mazda MX-5 at a hot speed on asphalt. I don't know how these guys are going to end up doing this on dirt, but I guess we'll see. We're here. We're here, and we love the sport, and we love the way that the game is played. So we're gonna see. We're gonna have fun with it. That's for sure, man. It's been actually a really good day for sports in general. Couple of good results in college football. Couple of shock results in the World Cup over this past week, and now the crown jewel of it all, the SAS late models on the Chili Bowl, man. Like,
you know what's kind of cool that something I'm finding is kind of cool. I love how when these guys get on the throttle, it lifts up the front end, and they're able to really just work off that right rear. And it's we think from the asphalt side that you really utilize that right rear a whole lot. Meanwhile, a lot of people complain about wear on the right front. These guys, no real big issue. I mean, you could see the track absolutely getting very, very black, very worn in. And that's going to make these things very tight, if I'm not mistaken, as the race goes on. But I give these guys a lot of credit. I actually do wish Ryan Pinnell was able to make it in with us, but unfortunately, family circumstances, he can't. His family's definitely in my thoughts since I heard about the news earlier. But I would have loved to have been able to pick his brain about everything that goes on inside one of these dirt races, since that's primarily his background.
Ryan, actually, native of the Oklahoma area, his cousin used to race dirt. So honestly, if there's someone that knows a thing or two about dirt racing, it's that Pinnell family. Shout out to my brother Ryan, and shout out to the Pinnell family. We love you all, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. But yeah, Pete, you hit it on the head, man. Those Pinnells know about dirt, and if Ryan was here, he would learn us a thing or two about how this game is played.
Yeah, I out there in chat, Tanya Nuss just told me, nope, that black that where it's starting to rubber up, it actually makes these cars looser, and they're only using about a quarter throttle, so the black slick makes them looser, not tighter. I love getting schooled.
That's one thing I absolutely do love. I tell you what, if I have a question about dirt, if I can't ask Pinnell, I also got to shout out my man Dustin Painter, who you know Painter.
Yep.
He's a great friend of mine as well, and he, like you said, you love going to school as the green flag comes out and Nathan Waddle leads the way, but you love learning a thing or two from these guys that genuinely know dirt, and it may just be, you know, a bunch of you may just think it's just a bunch of know-nothings on with dirt and going sideways, but it almost just takes more skill than some disciplines of asphalt racing, and we missed something here because I was talking too much. Forgive me, Pete, but the caution is out.
No, not an issue whatsoever. A few guys a little bit further in the back kind of got together a little bit. Let's see if we can catch up maybe with Derek Stewart and find out what happened with him. But first things first, let's make sure we get to a great view, and then we'll roll that beautiful bean footage there, Rick. Wow, I don't know where that just came from, but okay. All right, so I'm going to guess the record time for SDK is way back because this is way too far back. So you see the 47 up on the inside. Going to try to get this going. I'm kind of surprised that the facilities aren't like reset between all this. But man, you think about it in real life. No, they've got to race with what they've got.
Green.
All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. We're going back green.
Green flag is out, Pete. That 74 car looks like Nathan Waddle's trying to make his way through, and the caution comes out one more time. 3, 4, 5 wide around the corner. Waddle runs away with it. The 45 of Hagen Sorensen behind him. Dylon Wilson in that 2-8, and then the 5 right behind them all as the scoring gets all jumbled up once again.
Yeah, Miesimer is going to go ahead and drop all the way to the bottom. James Starry, up one spot from where he started. He's going to have the best position of all, and he will be the control car to get everybody back on the throttle. And it looks like we're going to drop back through a little bit more. Some people either choosing to come down pit road or something's going on with the scoring. I definitely apologize for that because it keeps on kind of cycling through. There we go. Starry back up front. That's odd, Rick.
Pete, you shouldn't apologize for anything. I mean, how can you apologize for something over which you have no control? And I'm not talking about the SDK. I'm talking about the order of these cars. The pace truck peels in and we're about to go green. These fans better hang on.
Absolutely. Hang on one more time. Here we go. Green flag. Back out. Starry hard on the throttle.
Starry leading the night in that 74. Hagen Sorensen behind him on the outside. It's the 5 of Nate Waddle. Dylon Wilson up the inside as the yellow comes out once again. Not sure who got loose or who lost control. It ain't no music that's going to make you lose control. It's the dirt and the cars around you. Colton Herbert in that 6 on the outside trying to come through. We're looking at the, who's in that gold numbered 47? I can't even tell.
Yeah, not 100%.
There's a lot of guys out here. A lot of guys out here.
Hold on, let me hide that. Let's see if that changes. There we go. That might make it a little bit better. Pit lane was kind of throwing it way off. I'm going to guess as these guys come on pit lane, it was making it act as though they were coming down pit road. But no, the scoring pylon's still doing a little dance. I'm not going to continue that, but let's get ready to rack and stack these guys back up. The lights atop the pace truck, Rick, are out. 15 laps to go in this 20 lapper. 74 and company getting ready to go one more time. 45 is going to be on the outside.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do that dance, make a little noise, and get down tonight as the
There you go.
74 of James Starry pulls out with a lead again. Big wide slide. Here comes Sorensen up the inside. Nathan Waddle trying to find some sort of room. Tyler Reed in that 158 on the outside line, trying to make his way back through. Who comes right in front of them?
Wow.
It's that 5-8 car. What a move for Hunter James. What in the world could he have been thinking from 20th place? They get jumbled through 3. Caution is out once again in the 5-8 of Hunter Gaines, coming out in front of literally every last car on the course.
Yeah, Rick, it almost looked like he came from the pits. I don't know exactly what happened right there. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can actually try to find. Yeah, there's some people out there in chat that are not too happy with him whatsoever. Jordan LaFont saying, Pete Fitzsimmons, I'm in server 2 after this one. It's going to be a while. Nathan Waddell being cheered on. Jordan LaFont not too happy with that move. Whole lot of everything going on here. There's actually a car up on its side right along the Lucas Oil boards.
Just chalk it up to chaos, man. Just chalk it up to the C word. It's all chaos. The Southern All-Star iRacing Series is, really putting on a show tonight. But it's entertaining any way you slice it. And it looks like on the inside of row 1, Hagen Sorensen's going to have control once again. You think he ever gets confused when people call him Hagen Sorensen?
I see what you did there. All right. I got you, buddy.
I don't. If he wins, I'm gonna buy Haagen-Dazs ice cream just to celebrate. 74 of Jimmy Starry up the inside, Pete.
Yeah, 74. He's gonna be hard on the throttle. First to go. 45 gonna be able to stay right with him. And then we're talking about Dylan Wilson a little bit further back, and where we got another caution flying. I had to reset the tools, see if I can get things to roll the right way. Looks like the scoring pylon has settled down just a little. But there's still something going on with it. So now it's showing the first caution since I had to reset. The iRacing pace truck's going to grab this field one more time. But Rick, something tells me it's not going to be for the last time.
We should have taken like an over-under. We should have contacted like DraftKings or Bet something and say, give us odds on how many cautions we're going to have tonight.
Yeah.
Ken Meisner. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I was just about to pull up the track map for everybody. Rick, there's really with the size of this track, you wouldn't even be able to read the position numbers or the car numbers or the initials of the drivers or any of that with how tightly packed these guys are together. But lights are back up on the pace car, so I'm going to guess that the admins decided to defer the green for at least 1 or 2 laps more.
I think it's just a case of trying to get these guys sorted and trying to get them in a place where they can have a successful restart and go more than 2 corners. It is a 20-lap feature. Pace truck is in, and we'll see how far they get this time.
There you go. So again, it's going to be the 74 hard on the throttle. Rick, we're back.
Starry out to a good lead as the green flag comes out. Dylon Wilson in the 2.8 and out of the inside of that 45. Haagen-Dazs being left behind like a melted pine on the street corner while the 00 of Jason Luther comes up for that 4th spot.
Yeah, Jason, he's got that 58 right behind. Caution is going to be out again. Let's go ahead and switch this all over. What? Yeah, I got Rick. I got a whole lot of nothing on that one. It says Corey Roberts, Gavin Eddy, Braden Burnett, and Hunter Jarrell all involved in that one. And even with the after contact, they're still having issues trying to get back into their position. I tell you, Rick, there's $50 on the line for these guys tonight. How hard they're racing with very, very little give and as much take as they can. But, you kind of liken that to an asphalt race, Rick. You have to go while everybody's bunched up together. You can't let them get spread out. This whole night is going to be like this. And, man, I feel if these cars were real, I'd feel very, very sorry for the owners.
That's kind of the beauty of the green flag. They're not real, so we literally have nothing to lose as the green flag comes out. Dylan Wilson really trying to make it happen on the outside. But James Starry with a tight defense. Hagen-Dazs on the outside of number 5, Nathan Waddle. And here comes the 5'8" of Tyler Reed, Pete. It looks like these 5, well, the caution comes out again. As I say, these 5 have broken away from the field. There's no breaking away from anything. I don't care how many Lego towers you throw on the floor. They're all going to get pieced together one way or the other.
You ever step on a Lego with your bare feet, Rick?
Not only have I stepped on a Lego with my bare foot, but every single time I wish I would have stepped on just anything else. A landmine, my cat's mess, just anything besides that Lego. And goodness help you if it's that little 2x2 piece, because it's tiny, you can't see it, and because it's a perfect cube, any corner is going to point up and stab you in the middle of the foot.
Yeah. Very
here's a good question.
Painful.
Do you think people that work for Lego, do you think that, like, if you step on a Lego and injure your foot, they cover that under workers' comp?
Ooh, that's actually a really good question.
I know it's got to be like written like in the clause or something, like you work for Lego, we know it's a hazard. If you break a toe stepping on a Lego or something, we'll cut. I don't know. Oh man, we should write to Aflac and ask them.
There you go.
Green flag is out.
Green flag back out.
Dylan Wilson leads James Starry, Hagen Sorensen in third. How about the top 5 breaking out once again, Pete? Derek Stewart trying to join that club.
Yeah, see the 5 right behind, right now sitting P4 behind the 45 of Hagen Sorensen. Tyler Reed back there in the 58. He's been trying to move his way through the field. Some people not too happy with his tactics, but man, what do you do in these things where the whole race is about how much momentum you can carry, how much throttle you can put down without looping the thing around, and now it seems with how little contact you make.
Well, it looks like they finally sorted themselves out, too. We've finally gotten more than one green flag lap under our belts. Dylan Wilson just ahead of James Starry. Hagen Sorensen holding on to third bravely, while Tyler Reed looks to get to the inside of Nathan Waddle. They're leaving the 47 of Derek Stewart behind, who made contact with Connor New. Here comes Corey Roberts to the inside. Danny Elkins behind them all. Tim Miesemer rounding out the top 10. And at the front, Dylan Wilson now making room. Starry looking up the inside, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. 2 laps to go. They're going to be taking the white flag this time by. So far, 28.74, trying to throw it in. Full send there, Rick. What's he got here through 3 and 4? 28 up high, using that cushion outside. 74 gets told no. Checker flag's out. That one's going to fall on a 28 of Dylan Wilson. James Starry P2 and Hagen Sorensen back here in the 45 P3. A little bit of a gap between these guys, but not too shabby.
8/10 between the top 3, 1.5 seconds from first to fourth, and then it's 3 seconds from 5th to 6th between Tyler J. Reed and Derek Stewart in that 47. Stewart being scored as the 00. So we apologize for that confusion, but we're going to try and keep these numbers as simple as possible. Not a bad B main. I've certainly seen more chaotic races than that, so they kept it together.
Absolutely. I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, I'll go ahead and I'll double check with the admins. I believe this is where we got to kind of pick up with the second server. Let me double check on timing here. That sounds right about right. Let's see if I can't. Yeah, I don't see anything else happening here, Rick. I think we got to move on over to the second server. So, ladies and gents, I'm going to show you exactly what everybody here is racing for while we switch on over. And then, of course, we will be right back. Don't nobody go nowhere. I promise plenty more racing to go.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
right, Rick James, we are back. Time for second verse. Hopefully, same as the first as far as all the tight battling that we saw. But man, I'd love to, maybe see if these guys can cut back on the yellows just a little bit. But man, you know what? If the yellow doesn't fly, that means somebody out there is not trying. Somebody did not take a risk, and it was what it was. But definitely appreciate everybody that's still out there in Twitter, on Roku, and of course on Facebook and YouTube. Definitely appreciate every single one of you guys and gals out there. Wouldn't be the same without you. You are why the one and only Rick James is still here. And Rick, this is the second time round, whole new group of guys. What do you see in that magic ball? What are we in store for, sir?
Rex. Hopefully some really good racing. We're gonna find out soon enough, man. Tanner Tomasi leading the practice charge right now. Joey Johnson looking good in that number 10. He's being scored as the 05. Then you've got guys like Mike Buck. He's sitting third on the charts right now. King Jones in that 46 car, also turning some laps. Expect all of these guys to shine just a little bit brighter than the rest. You can't forget about Colton Herbert being scored as the 25 now. He's in that pink 6 machine. He was also quick in his features, but like you said, it's going to be unpredictable. You've got massive land boats on this tiny, narrow dirt racetrack. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be fun. It's going to be everything that we love about racing, but the track's just a lot smaller.
A lot smaller. Absolutely. You got to kind of wonder too. Everybody that was in the first set of races, they're now out there. They're watching. They're keeping up with their buddies. They're keeping up with their teammates. Whatever the case may be, what can those that were watching, that may be racing now, what can they? I'm kind of wondering what they would have learned, or what they can try to do just a little bit differently as they get prepared to go for the first 8-pack heat race in just under a minute.
I think you just got to get out to the front as much as possible, and if not, you've got to pick your passes. Because there's going to be so many cars out on this racetrack, passing obviously is already hard at the Chili Bowl because acceleration is almost, it's a blip of the throttle, isn't it? And then you're already into another corner where you have to let off and slide around. So picking your passes is going to be the most crucial thing, but at the same time, if you can't break out to the front, then you just need to keep your head on a swivel, man. Let me tell you, I'm watching Braden Burnett go around the racetrack right now. He scored as the 22, rocking that white number 5 around this track. There's a lot of names on this list I don't recognize, but I'm excited to see who's going to break out of this list. Talking about young talent breaking out, I've been watching the World Cup a lot, and there's a lot of undiscovered talent that's going to shine through these dirt stained windshields tonight. I can't wait to see who it's going to be.
Yeah, it's funny we talk about dirt stained windshields. That's just their tear offs on their visors. I'm pretty sure that these cars are just straight through and through. Can you imagine the amount of mud they got to clean out of these things after each and every race? All right, so Rick, qualifying is now going to go ahead and kick off. Looks like we're gonna have quite a few out here to try to set the fastest time. And they're breaking up the fastest time to go in groups of 8. Again, unfortunately, because of an issue with iRacing, I had to actually join as though I'm a participant, but I absolutely will not be doing much. So the track's going to look bare with me because I can't actually follow as guys are putting down their times. However, with the scoring pylon up on your left-hand side, you can now see that Vining and Mallwerder and a few others starting to put their times down. So far, 11.34. Actually, take that back. 11.1 is going to be your fastest time, Rick.
Braden Burnett at the top of the charts right now. And how about Ryan Hodge, who now just goes purple, 1092 at the top. Braden Burnett in second. Michael Buck in third for now. And then there goes the aforementioned Colton Herbert to the top of the tree, 10.79 seconds around the Chili Bowl. They've been racing here since 1987 at the Tulsa Expo Center, and now the legend lives on IROC TV Media. Shout out to all the folks over at IROC TV, and shout out to you, the fan, watching at home. Thanks so much for joining us. Pete and I are going to have a blast tonight, and we hope that you do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Yo, whenever you get a chance, please, by all means, I'm actually going to go ahead and put it up there right now. Make sure you go on over and give this guy, the one and only Rick James, a big old follow out there in Twitch land. And man, any race that you catch him in, whether it's during the ARC's Thursday Night Thunder series or any other series that he's covering, make sure you give him a big old follow. Stop in, say hey, remember me in that Chili Bowl race? Yeah, I drove through the middle of the track to try to catch back up to the pack. No, I'm just kidding. But man, make sure you give this guy a follow. Absolutely worth it. He's the man with the golden pipes, Rick James.
You are too kind. I wouldn't be here without Pete Ruzek. And I mean this. I really, really mean this. I mean, a long time ago in a galaxy far away, we got paired together to do a race for NASCAR Heat 4 on Xbox. And we didn't know it, but talk about some dark days trying to deal with NASCAR Heat on Xbox. But we're well past it now. We're with the sim that is iRacing. And as these guys continue to qualify, Colton Herbert still at the top of the tree, 10.79 seconds. Tanner Tomasi now in second. Ryan Hodge sitting in third. Pete, thank you for having me. Thanks to the folks at SAS for having me. iRock TV once again, but I would not be here without my man Pete. Shout out Atlanta Racing as well, and everybody who's had anything to do with this evening. Few minutes left in qualifying. Pete, happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too as well. Yeah.
I trust you had a good holiday.
I honestly did. Yeah. It was kind of quiet. Nice dinner with the family. Right after dinner, Beck yelled up, "All right, go grab the tree." So the tree is up, garland's up. Presents are inbound. These guys got their list out to Santa Claus in good time. And it was a great day of football and just doing family things. So yeah, it was kind of nice. I know you did a little bit of traveling for yours, right?
I did. I flew to the Show Me State and back. Spent a little bit of time in the Ozarks. Beautiful part of the world, by the way, if you ever get a chance to visit through the Ozark Mountains. And if you happen to like rivers, boats, and kitschy, corny entertainment, Branson is the place for you. It surely isn't the place for me. I don't like that joint, but that's neither here nor there. We're here for dirt racing, but no, it was fun, man. Yeah, and we talked about it earlier. For me, I love Thanksgiving because I get the option to sit by myself, eat pizza, and watch football all day. And I mean, who doesn't love that? Lions lost to the Bills, but what can you do?
Yeah, that was in Squeaker. My wife's whole family, nothing but Bills fans. I get teased about it all the time as a Giants fan, but Rick James, they are lining up. And it's going to be 8 laps to go, just like we've seen since the beginning of this. Quite a bit into the stream now. I'm curious to see just how well this one rolls. I'm ready to roll, sir.
I'm going to keep my eyes on Tanner Tomasi. We saw Mike Buck from the other heats, and I haven't seen Tanner Tomasi here. I have seen Jordan Mauwerter as well. So I just want to see who's going to come through these 8 cars. Like we said, which of these talents is going to shine through?
Yeah, well, Tanner Tomasi, he's a Southern All-Star driver. He's going to be the control car, and I'm looking forward to seeing just how much these guys get going. It's just the top guys that advance on through. I believe, again, when it's all said and done, after the heats are done, the mains are done, everybody that moves on to the big show, everybody again racing for $50, and I believe it's going to be 22 or 24 drivers. We'll get clarification from the admins as the night goes on. But yeah, getting ready to roll.
$50 is actually more than half a year of iRacing. Right now, iRacing has that. They've got that Black Friday sale going on, and I just renewed for another year. I think it cost me just like 83 and some change with that discount, and I think for 2 years you actually get a 25% discount on that bad boy, so it's like 150 or something. But that $50 is going to go a long way to what is a very expensive but necessary racing habit that we all have to support.
You're not kidding. Just before I hooked up with Shake and Bake and all those guys went out and spent about $4K on a brand new Lee computer, and I'm still paying on this thing, so I'm having a lot of fun doing it. But Rick, lights atop the pace truck are out. Mike Buck, Tanner Tomasi gonna be on that front row. And man, I'm sure they cannot wait. They've seen everything that's happened. Now it's their turn. Truck is off. Rick James, green flags, ready to fly.
Uncle Buck in the 0-2. Tanner Tomasi on the inside, being scored as that 9-1, and a big start by Tomasi. And then Buck just gets into the 0 car that goes around almost, and already a big crash in turn 2. Ryan Chapman being scored as the 21, but he's in that 7. We stay green. Tomasi, Buck, Simone top 3.
Yeah, Simone a little bit further back now. He's a good, just about 2 seconds back. Give or take. Tanner Tomasi just now going purple, running a 10.9, 11.4 for P number 2, 11.3 for P3. A little bit further back to P4 after that contact we just witnessed.
Caden Anderson being scored as the 67, but with the 33 on the side. Jordan Mauerter in the 13 in that 4th spot, 2 seconds behind Evan Simone. Michael Buck in 2nd, and Tomasi running away with this one, 1 3/4 seconds in the lead. Pete, I think that's going to wrap it up. Well, no, we're only 5 laps into this one, my mistake. But Tomasi in firm control as this first heat comes to a quick close, and instantly it's obvious that this heat is coming away with much more control and order than we saw in heats previous.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at the battle right now for P number 2, Mike Buck and Evan Simone. Looks like he's going to blink out just a little bit. Come on up. It looks like Simone's trying to get something going up on the high side, just not doing it right now, using every little bit of that cushion. Checkered flags out. Tanner Tomasi is going to go ahead and advance. Mike Buck, P2. Evan Simone, P3. Jordan Mauerter in P number 4. Jaden Anderson, P5. John O'Brien, P6. Ryan Chapman, P7. And Bo Ledbetter, P number 8. Rick James, it's already time for us to rack and stack them back up. Second round of 8.
Brian Hodge, Joey Johnson, Kim Jones, Jordan LaFawn, Waylon Vining, Asa Spears, Danny Adam, and Jake Walker make up the 8 cars in this second heat, and we can only hope that it's as organized as the first one.
Yeah, first one had just a little bit of contact on like turn 1, turn 2, but after that it was all clean and green, if you could call clean on dirt racing. Yeah, I'm not even going to continue with that, but man, I'm looking forward to this one as well. It's kind of a nice looking 19 car there.
Not a bad looking 19 car at all, right? Looks like Hodge really I tell you what, that 19 car is actually dressed identical to another 47. Hodge being scored as the 15, but with the 19 on the outside. He's got the 10 of Joey Johnson on the outside. That's one of my favorite looking cars this evening, but I'll see that 47 again. It's almost like they're teammates, aren't they? But one thing you gotta love about late models is just that interesting paint that they have as they put the foot down, and these reflective race cars are racing in heat number 2.
Well, I tell you what, Hodge, he was flat ready to go flat out I mean, he was in turn one, it seemed like, before some of these other guys were even on the throttle. Some guys left a little bit further back, dropping back with Kim Jones and Waylon Vining right now. Nice little 4-pack here. 11 holding up the 77 and company just a little bit. Joseph Johnson, P number 2, he just went purple. 11.17 so far.
Fastest lap on the tiny little dirt bull ring. Jordan LaFawn in that 3rd position, while Kim Jones and Waylon Vining go side by side. Dan Adams, Asa Spears, and Jake Walker no longer part of the fun in this 2nd heat. 4 laps underway. Ryan Hodge with good control. Joe Johnson behind him, but he's not alone. Jordan LaFawn trying to fill the inside line, while the 4.6 of Kim Jones gets a little bit of a break, but it looks like Kim's going to try and do it the hard way on the outside, Pete, coming to 3 to go next time around.
Yo, I tell you what, I watch these guys and, just really throwing it in. We talk about just sending it. I mean, I don't know how many times through the different kinds of racing that we do. And this is more like pod racing, Rick. I mean, if I could steer right to go left, I think I would actually have a lot of fun with these cars.
I think if you say pod racing 3 times, you have to cut George Lucas a check. Oh, the leader goes way high, Pete. Ryan Hodge almost trying to hold on to it. He opens the door for Joey Johnson. Oh, no, I'm crazy. The heat just ended. Here I am making drama for no reason. We're gritting for this 3rd heat.
So, yeah, that ended. Rick, we are so used to being a little bit longer-winded. Excuse, I don't mean it by an insult towards either of us, but these 8-lap sprints, it's hard to actually complete anything without being done. Wow. Alrighty then. So heat number 3 already, I guess you could say. It's going to be Braden Burnett, Colton Zimmer, Justin Sick, William Thayer, Hunter Lagoons, Lars Hansen, Jaden Kraus. Going to be your 7. If I didn't have an issue with iRacing, would have actually been in this one. But yeah, so they've actually got my car. It's parked on pit road. But Braden Burnett is going to be the first one to see Barney the Flagman as he comes on around. And Rick, they're gridding up right now. Rick, did I lose you, kind sir?
Oh, and you know what, Pete? I'm absolutely muted. How irresponsible of me. But it looks like Braden Burnett will not be taking advantage of this 3rd heat. So Justin Sick to the front. Colton Zimmer in the 2nd position as well. It's been uneventful in these first 2 heats, Pete.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, just a little bit of contact in the first one. 2nd one, clean and green all the way through. 3rd one now with just 6 cars out here. We're gonna find out which one of these guys can be top dog. Green flag's out. Rick, 3 wide for the start. Let's go.
Already chaos as the 1.5 of Justin Sick moves to the inside. He's being scored as the 20, while the 0.9 of Colton Zimmer hangs it out wide. Will Thayer at the back of him in that 6.3, while the rest of the field gets moving. Zimmer with control, Sick behind him, and Hunter Lagunas sitting in 3rd.
Yeah, all kinds of different lines. See some up high, see some down low, some right in that middle. As 63, it looks like he made a little bit of wall contact, stalled any kind of momentum he had. Rick, these guys are doing the perfect definition of diamonding these corners, and they're able to carry a whole lot of momentum, just like they would if they were on asphalt.
Colton Zim, purple, 11.11 with Sick behind him with an 11.24. Lagunas in 3rd, and now welcome Jaden Krause into the top 4, while Will Thayer struggles to move on. Looks like some internet connection issues with that 6.3. 5 laps about to be completed, and really no competition for first, but how about Hunter Lagunas now trying to get to the inside of Justin?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to get to the inside. 27 washing all the way up, getting down low. 15 up high. He's going to be able to get back in the throttle just a little bit sooner. Carry all kinds of momentum. Rick James, 2 laps to go. Colton Zimmer with a good 1.6 second gap back to P2. White flags out. Nobody's got anything for this 09. He's going to come across the start stripe. He's going to go ahead and take this round.
Pete, we're really seeing a lot of guys just break away in this second set of heats. Those are the drivers that you're going to see dominate the feature. Here comes the B main, it looks like. So the LCQ, if you will. And we'll see which of these drivers can survive these 10 laps. But through all those heats, we saw the breakaway talent. Now we're going to see the best of the rest to try to make it through to the final.
Absolutely. So last chance, and Rick, this time last race, it was just utter chaos. A lot of people, in making very desperate moves to try to go ahead and advance. So we'll have to see. But it looks like Jordan Mauwerder, and Waylon Vine are going to be on the top. Jaden Krause and Jaden Anderson in the second row. Kim Jones with William Thayer rounding out row number 3. Row 4, talk about John O'Brien and Asa Spears. Row 5, Lars Hansen with Ryan Chapman a little bit further back. Daniel Adam with Bo Ledbetter, Jacob Walker, and Chris Santangelo. Going to go ahead and round out this field.
You can just smell the desperation in a B main. You can taste the feeling that guys don't want to be left out. Nobody wants to sit on the sidelines and watch your friends play without you, but you can either make the move yourself to get into that final, or the B main is going to be where you bow out. Vining, Mauwerder, Krause, Anderson, Kim Jones, the top 5. Dan Adam, John O'Brien, Lars Hansen at the back. They're going to have to make some smooth operations to try and find their way in that final, Pete. Green flag's going to fly and the B main is on.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump on board into the cockpit with Mauwerder. See if we can't turn a lap or two with him, watching him really crank on that wheel, throw it in, turn it back the opposite side, and he's got some issues. We're going to go ahead and widen this out, and it looks like caution number 1 is out.
Before the first lap even gets completed, but we are we're going to continue here. Obviously, the caution laps aren't going to count, so we're going to, like you say, Pete, rack, stack once again, and we'll keep it moving. And looks like the one car, whoever that might be, John O'Brien, who's in that one, he's being scored as 14 on the pylon, going around under caution. Mauwerder's going to have to try again to get away from this field. Waylon Vining up the inside, and Jaden Krause in that 13, waiting for a mistake.
Yeah, kind of looking at these guys single file. One a little bit further in the back. Wonder if he was handed a little bit of a penalty by the admins. We'll have to see. Nope, I thought maybe for a second they were going back single file. Not so much. Back double file. Waylon Vining, Jordan Mauwerder up front. Pace trucks off. Rick James, green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
And the green rag waves in the air as they collide again down the front straight. Mauwerder moved, and the 113 goes over, while another 13, Jaden Krause, runs away with this lead. Jaden Anderson hits the berm, and now the pace truck comes out once again to slow down these high-octane machines of noise and speed. This B main getting off to a rocky start.
Yeah, there was a lot of throttle there, Rick. I don't know exactly what happened there, but yeah, definitely some issues. And unfortunately, when they wreck, and then they wreck, and then they wreck, and then they wreck again, the broadcasting software doesn't exactly keep up with just the first contact, but it goes to the second and the third and all that. So it makes it a little bit hard to go back and watch the replay, but I think we just saw pretty much all of that right there on the live shot.
Well, I think it was just impatience at the front, Pete. You definitely saw some guys that just really wanted to get to the front as quickly as possible, and it certainly sent a couple cars in the air. So the green flag is going to come out again, and the leaders are already making contact. Mauwerder not going to be running away with this one, and they're crashing in turn number 1 instantaneously.
Wow. I mean, not only crashing, some cars are carrying other cars, just going on underneath and whatnot. I mean, Jordan Mauwerder, he was ready to roll right from the get-go, and he was able to elude a lot of what just happened behind him, but they were all just stacked up and really nowhere to go. So I don't know if the admins are watching these guys for being super aggressive, or saying, okay guys, we got 7 laps, so we should take the green, I believe, with 6 laps to go. Calm it down, get a little bit of space. If you got the faster car, you'll get up there, you'll catch them. At least that's been what we've always known. But man, these machines definitely a very different animal.
John O'Brien in the 14 trying to use that animal to attack the 46 car of Kim Jones. O'Brien's been a little bit all over the place tonight, so we'll see where he ends up at the end of the B main. At the front, however, it's Jaden Krause being scored as the 28, but with a 13 on the side. Jaden Anderson being scored as the 67 with the 33 on the side. Takes the green flag in second. And how about Billy Thayer in third, having his problems on the last heat, but here he is in the bronze medal slot in the B main.
Yeah, he's having some issues. It looks like, blinking out just a little bit. That's why you saw the screen go black. 33 up into the outside wall. It's going to allow the 75, 77 and company get on by. Waylon Vining just going purple, 11.37. Leaders setting sail.
Krause running away with this one, almost 2 seconds at the front, while Bill Thayer tries to hold off Dan Adam, who's right to his inside. Jaden Anderson and Waylon Vining side by side as well, but Danny A gets to the inside of Billy T, and now Adam moves into second. He's gone purple, 11.29. Jaden Krause, if he doesn't mess this one up, will come away with the B main win. Billy Thayer in third, Jaden Anderson behind him. Here comes Waylon Vining up the inside to no avail, and Adam will finish in second. Jaden Krause, uncontested win. William Thayer coming across the line. Well, no, I'm sorry. They were under caution. I'm counting the laps without penalty. We're still racing. And heavy contact to the back end of Thayer. Collision in turn number 4. Waylon Vining gets around the 2 of them. And that's the way the cookie will crumble in the B main in the Chili Bowl.
There you go. So Jaden Krause going to go ahead and grab that W. Daniel Adam and Waylon Vining for your top 3. All right, Rick, we got just about a 5-minute warm-up to get ready to roll. $50 on the line for everybody to race this out and do their thing. Let's go ahead and show you one more time what this race looks like. Here is your Gateway Dirt Nationals format. They actually wanted to run the race at Gateway, but since there's no dirt there, they settled for the Chili Bowl. And what better grounds?
There's a better place to put these late models around, because I'll give you a few answers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Any dirt track larger than this probably would have been more suitable, but I don't know if we would have at least had as much fun watching these guys slide into each other. This feature's going to be fun, and to be a fly on the wall of some of these rigs right now. These drivers are already going out here. They're going pretty hard in this warm-up. I can't wait to see what they do in the main. It's going to be 20 laps like you've never seen before. Promise you.
Yeah. Absolutely. So far, Tanner Tomasi, he's top dog, top speed, pretty much an 11-second flat lap. Waylon Vining, Jaden Krause, P number 3, Kim Jones, Colton Zimmer, Justin Sick, Joseph Johnson, the name you know, Michael Buck, Ryan Hodge, and Evan Simone are your top 10 so far in speeds here in this warm-up. 3 minutes to go.
A lot can happen in 3 minutes. Believe you me. Tanner Tomasi leading the warm-up charts right now. Again, Tomasi in that 09 car, but being scored as the 91. Tomasi, to me, was most successful in their heat, and I think Tanner is probably one of the front runners to come away with this dub tonight. That's who I'm putting my money on, Pete. Tanner Tomasi.
He was definitely very, very fast. And I'll tell you what, this livery on this number 13 is looking pretty nice as well. Let's see if I can't get a good shot of what this thing looks like from the up front. Yeah, just as I say I'm going to do that, he went ahead and brought it in. But now pulling back out on track, Rocket Flood Doctor, Premier Racing setups on the hood, and also all along the backside. And as he's able to throw this car slideways into the corner, you can see everything all the way down both sides of this number 13 machine.
Joey Johnson right behind him, and then the massive pile-up, what looks like a late-model junkyard in turn number 3. It's gotta be hard trying to find just any sort of racing room. For me, I have zero patience. I couldn't do this. Just simply for the fact that I'd be cussing at everybody, and I'd break my rig in half after 2 laps because everybody just will not leave me alone. But how can you be left alone when these late models are just out of so much control? No semblance of control for some of these drivers. They're just trying to hold on and make it to the next lap. And there's going to be 20 of them. A reminder that caution laps don't count and money is on the line, Pete. It's going to be a happy Christmas for somebody.
Yeah, it really will. Or like you said, buy a good chunk of another year on iRacing. You know, it's normally like 119 or something like that for a year. Man, that would definitely help pay for a good part. Plus, actually, 119 normally, not counting the 25% off that they've got right now going for the renewal. And you know, Rick, the way that it's been since joining iRacing, if it's got wheels, let's race it. And this is just another facet of racing that I really think I should look into a little bit more. Just got to learn how to whip that wheel around, you know?
I've seen you drive. You're better than me. So if anything, you could teach me a thing or two. But no, I have seen you wheel a car around. I think you were doing Formula V's at Oran Park or some other racetrack.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Olden Park. I'm not sure. You're not half bad. Give yourself some credit. It's not an easy thing to do. And then there's some of these guys that are just putting out blistering times. And look what can happen if you're good enough and dedicated enough. You can even make it to NASCAR. It's a lot of fun. It's too much fun sometimes.
Hey, talk about old Willie B. Yep. On iRacing, and then why not just go on over to one of, if not arguably the best team in NASCAR. There you go. 21 laps to go, or 28 laps to go. Like you said, getting ready to leave nothing behind. These guys are going to be on it all race long. No doubt in my mind whatsoever, Rick. Tanner Tomasi, he was the fastest. Ryan Hodge, Colton Zimmer, Mike Buck, Joseph Johnson. That will be your top 5.
We mentioned paying for a year of iRacing. Now I'm looking for what other games I could pay a year for. Well, not necessarily a year, but I'm trying to debate whether or not I'm going to download FIFA on my Xbox or my PC, and I think it's going to be PC. I just need to get a better monitor. I know that has nothing to do with what we're doing tonight, but it's what's on the mind. We've got 209s as I'm looking at it, Pete. One is Colton Zimmer, the other one is Tanner Tomasi, and unfortunately, they look identical. One's blue, one's black. So we're going to try and keep those apart for you. They're sitting first and third as you're looking at it. Ryan Hodge on the outside in the 19. Colt Zimmer right behind him. The pace truck peels in. Pete, it's time to go racing.
Here we go. Kind of brake check in the field, or just what it looked like a little bit. But hey, not a bad start. Leaders talking about Tanner Tomasi and Ryan Hodge getting one hell of a start. Hodge throwing it in, keeping it off. 19 almost up on 2 wheels. going through the turn as it looks like they're going to try to throw it out. 0-2 all the way around the outside.
3-4 wide coming out of that second corner. Ryan Hodge trying to make it work as Tanner Tomasi breaks out into the front. Behind him, Uncle Buck in that 0-2 top side. While Colton Zimmer gets to its inside, Pete. 11:28, the fastest lap so far.
Caution's out. Yeah, Tanner Tomasi up front showing why that track position is absolutely paramount. Yeah, so he's going to be able to keep doing his thing as well, right along with Ryan Hodge and company. You know, I was looking at this 19, Rick, and you're going to be very familiar with what I'm about to say. Not only does this 19 kind of give me some Carolina Panthers vibes, but also our buddy Travis Anderson with morethanAcape.org. I know they're not a sponsor here tonight or anything like that. May have no affiliation with any of these cars, but that's who this 19 reminds me of.
Shout out to the folks over at More Than a Cape. We've been involved with those guys once or twice, and some of their affiliates. So it was good to hear some familiar names once again, Pete. Looks like 2 laps have been completed, so we'll have another 18 some to go. And at the front, that 09 of Tanner Tomasi is going to lead the way. You got to give it up to Ryan Hodge, however. Up on 2 wheels out of the 4th corner. Not afraid of going for the challenge. You got to have a look at the 10 car as well. Talking about, I believe, no, not Justin Sick. Talking about Joe Johnson scored as the 0-5. Getting a little impatient on that start, but we'll see what they can do again, Pete. Here comes the green flag.
Yeah, green flag's out as we ride on board with Tanner Tomasi going into the corner. Contact between him and the 09. We're going to widen this back out as we're watching the 09 riding the front of the 02. He's over on his hood. 33, 10, 16, 63. I'm sorry, 19, I guess that is. 63 and others. Caution number 2. 06 on his lid. Rick, he could not keep the shiny side up, as you'd like to say, sir.
There's not going to be anything shiny about this evening by the end of the race, Pete. We're racing in mud, man. But no, the shiny side is definitely on the floor when it should be towards the fans. Ryan Hodge has control of this field when we get back to green. Colton Zimmer behind him. Uncle Buck will be restarting in 3rd. And Pete, I think that's just a racing incident, man. You've got 3, 4 wide late models trying to go for the same piece of real estate. It's just not going to work.
No, it's not. I kind of got to wonder if these guys are having to check up for that car that was on its lid. Not quite sure if passing it would have given a black. I don't know. It just seemed like the entire field as they were coming on by were kind of stalled out. But Rick, we're gonna go back one more time. This time it's the 19 down low. Green flag.
16 laps to go when they restart. Ryan Hodge now in control. Colton Zimmer behind him, and the chaos continues. 3, 4, 5 wide behind them into the 3rd corner. Everybody whips it around. You've got that 6-3 of Billy Thayer. Can't hold on with the 0-2. Goes over and over again in that 1st corner, and the caution comes out once again. Pete, we're going to have 15 to go.
Yeah, I saw one car just get shoved up into the outside wall, and there was a little bit of a break in the wall, so he literally just got shoved. If that would have been an area where, maybe maintenance vehicles or whatever were, that would have been really, really bad, because it looked like he almost got shoved, or what could have been almost got shoved outside of the track. That was absolutely really bad. But we're gonna rack and stack them all back up one more time. Rick, nobody having to pit, nobody having to do anything. Tires are what tires are. Track getting blacker and blacker as the night goes on. So that means the track, as I was taught earlier, or reminded earlier, I should say, or corrected earlier, it's even better. This is making the track looser and looser rather than tighter and tighter. Where is the groove, though?
I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't know none about dirt racing. I just know that they turn left. Well, I know that they turn right to go left, and the green flag is out. So Hodge breaks away again. Colton Zimmer on the top side, and you've got Jordan LaFont wailing, Tomasi, and everybody else that dares to get in the mix, fighting for third. Jay Kraus now behind that 09, who's got a messed up back end. Caution comes out for the upteenth time tonight. Some more contact towards the back. Ryan Hodge still your leader. It will be I don't know if we even made a lap. We did make a lap, so it's going to be 14 laps to go when we restart.
Yep, looking pretty good right now. Looks like Joseph Johnson is going to be part of that, as well as quite a few others. I'm just waiting for the scoring pylon to reset. Looks like it's going to be Hodge, LaFon, Zimmer as your top three. So put this number 19, or what looks like 15, on the scoring pylon back up top. And man, he's been a rocket ship when he's got to go. So able to get this thing to grip up even with the track conditions the way they are.
No, it's probably not hard when you're at the front of the field. He's got the advantage of having virtually nobody to deal with behind him, but also credit where credit is due. Ryan Hodge is getting these fantastic restarts every single time, and he hasn't put a foot wrong, so we'll see what he can do as the pace truck peels in this time around. Tanner Tomasi behind him. Ryan Hodge getting the great start there, and we're racing again with a dozen remaining. It's Hodge, Zimmer, LaFon, your top three. There goes the 11. It's LaFon who's gone over and over again. We stay green, though. Hodge breaking out with the lead, Pete.
Yeah, LaFon, he kind of did a little bit of a roll there. Now he's going to battle with that 17 a little bit. 17's going to try to upend him, getting into his side. 11 able to counter steer, keep it on four wheels. He's going to go ahead and whip it around up and over the I guess what we call the apron. And man, that was interesting right there between the 11 and the 17. I'm guessing there might be just a little bit of bad blood.
I mean, is there any good blood left in this event? Everybody has touched everybody else at least twice tonight. The 09 of Tanner Tomasi, despite all of this chaos, went purple with 11.2 on the clock. And at the front of this race, well, what used to be the front of this race, Jordan LaFon does a barrel roll down the back straight, and Ryan Hodge has avoided all of this. If anybody's going to get around that 19 car tonight, they're going to have to do it on the restart, because Hodge is strong.
Absolutely. And that 19 again, he's going to go ahead and grab a gear. We're going to get ready to go back racing here. Here we are, coming at us, Rick.
10 to go next time by. Ryan Hodge breaking out with a lead, but what else is new? Waylon Vining wants to tug on the 19's cape. He gets to the inside of Colton Zimmer. 77 of Waylon Vining wants to play as well. Danny Adams also in the mix. Tomasi goes purple again, 10.9 seconds. Pete, Hodge still at the front, battle for second.
Yeah, great battle right now for second between Colton Zimmer and Waylon Vining right here, 77.09. Both of them now keeping tabs on this 19, not allowing him to escape. So far, top three, top five, all very close to one another. 77 still trying to look low. 13 now, the guy that you said was going to go ahead and grab it, he's trying to fight back a little bit on the inside.
The 09 of Tanner Tomasi making a living on that apron, Pete. He is really putting in purple lap after purple lap and picking these guys off one by one. The 19 of Hodge is beatable, though. Look at Waylon Vining trying to use that inside. Shout out to Colton Zimmer, who's also kept his race car pointed in the right direction despite the damage. Dan Adam hanging on, and Jay Kraus in that 13 now has to deal with Tanner Tomasi in the 6th position, Pete. Hodge still leads inside the final 10 laps.
Yeah, 10 laps to go. It looks like we got a great, green flag feel to this track, Rick, but we know that can change at any time at all. 09, 77 side by side, 13, 75 side by side. They're going to go three wide into the corner. 09 is going to try to make it work, make it dig, using that outside as much as he can. He's going to have a little bit of momentum. 63 on its lid, and so far, nope, there's that caution.
The yellow comes out, and it slows us down once again, Pete, but we're inside these final 10 laps here. And, well, if it wasn't tense before, it's super tense now. And it's going to be fun for us. It's not going to be fun for the guys that actually have to drive this and possibly not win the race.
I tell you what, Pete Fitzsimmons out there in chat over on the Facebook side saying, "Come on, Jordan, get back up there." Talking about, I'm trying to get back to him. I don't think he's going to be able to now. Talking about the number 11, Jordan LaFon, now way in the back. Yeah, I think he's actually out of the race, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
It looks like he's being scored out of this race, so we'll see who survives. Ryan Hodge still with control. It looks like they're going single file once again as the green flag comes out. Colton Zimmer behind him. Waylon Vining, Pete. We are close to the end.
Yeah, going to go ahead and ride with the reverse cam for this number 19. Watching him really dig. Checker flags out. 19 of Ryan Hodge getting it done.
$50 to the 1-9 of Hodge. Colton Zimmer with the silver medal slot. Waylon Vining in third. And that is how the cookie crumbles for the SAS All-Star race at the Chili Bowl.
Now, I'm kind of curious. I'm going to go ahead and bring up that format for us one more time. It's saying the big dance, 60-lap feature, Rick.
And we just completed a 20-lap feature, so I don't know if this was some sort of semi-final. Maybe. You know what? My favorite 3 words in the universe. I don't know, because that means that means that it's not my responsibility to find the answer, because I literally don't know. But we can find the people that do.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Let's see here. Definitely nothing going on here. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's grab one of the admins, find out exactly what is going on, because that was clearly not 60 laps. And yeah, we will be right back, ladies and gents. Let's take a look at this check one more time, show you exactly what is in store for these guys, and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gents, I apologize for that extended wait, but thank you so much for your patience. It means an absolute lot to both Rick and I. Again, if it wasn't for y'all, being out there to support these guys and to support us and all that, what's the sense in broadcasting any race? But as you can see up on the scoring pylon, we're about to turn lap 1 of 60. The main feature for $50 is going green. Thank you again to everybody. Rick James, it's been a long and wild and crazy night, but I have a feeling that's going to be nothing compared to some of the moves we're about to see out here in this final, live from the Chili Bowl.
We're just hoping that sanity prevails. Crazy doesn't begin to cover the evening that we've seen. The track has been lit up with all sorts of racing, and we're finally going to throw the green flag on tonight's feature. Nate Waddle, Tanner Tomasi are going to be sitting on that front row. You've got Dylon Wilson in the 2-8 to the inside of Colt Zimmer. Derek Stewart, Danny Elkins sitting in that third row. Connor New, Justin Sick also lined up. Waylon Vining in that bright yellow 7-7 really put on some exciting moves in that 20-lap featurette, I guess you could call it, before this big event. And looking towards the front, Tanner Tomasi, Nate Waddle, they're going to be looking great. I picked the 09 of Tanner Tomasi earlier, but if I can make another pick, Pete, I think I'm going to go with the 7-7 of Waylon Vining.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge pick. And it's very possible as these guys going to go ahead and start pulling off. So we're going to go ahead and clear the grid, get ready to roll. 28. He's down. Rick, so far in every heat and every main that we've seen, the people that have started up front were really able to excel. We'll have to see if that's going to be the case again. But Tanner Tomasi, Dylan Wilson, James Starry, Nathan Waddell, and Colton Zimmer about ready to roll. Trying to, I'm guessing, settle. Maybe there might have been a little bit of an issue with starting position. Not 100% sure, but green flag looks like was delayed. We're gonna go next time by, I believe.
1-9 of Ryan Hodge makes his way to the front. Not sure where that's coming from. Anyway, it looks like we're going to get racing soon. That 1-9 with great restart skills as well. Ryan Hodge really dominating his, I think it was the B main, or possibly that 20-lap smaller feature that we had earlier. But look out for that 1-9 to dominate on the restarts, Pete. 2-8 of Dylan Wilson to the inside. Ryan Hodge on the outside. We're finally here. It's been a long wait, Pete, but the green flag is out.
Green flag's out, 28-19, taking a battle amongst themselves. 74 and 09. 74 took the line. 09 ended up making a little bit of contact with the outside wall, and with that and the momentum being killed, the 5 of Nathan Waddell able to scoot on by.
Dylan Wilson with the lead, the 1-9 of Ryan Hodge being scooted to the back. Hodge now climbing on top of a couple of race cars. The 5 of Waddell now scooting past the 19 as Ryan Hodge gets put on his roof, and he spins right round, baby, right round in turn number 1.
How about that? Absolutely getting bulldogged from the side of the car. Rick, there's no weight to these things whatsoever as the 19 is still sitting on his lid. I'm sure trying to get a little bit of a tow to bring it on back to the pits. But man, lot of action, a lot of contact there in the very beginning.
No idea how much one of these late models weighs, but no, it's not a lot. Add to that a massive engine in the front, Pete, and it's that classic equation. Well, very little weight with a whole lot of horsepower. These things are just crazy awesome.
I'd actually love to take one of these things around like Daytona or Talladega or iRacing Super Speedway, something like that, and see exactly what where they top out at. What kind of speed can they carry with such a big motor and being so light? Maybe one of these days, just for giggles, I'll take one of these things out. But no giggling about the green flag that's out now. Again, 28. James Starry, Tanner Tomasi. That's your top 3. The fight is on.
And we're out once again for some more circuits. One car into the air, over again. It looks like this time the 158 Tyler Reed gets crunched up. Tim Meismer Jr. was involved in that. Then you've got the 10 car, that purple 10 car that's been put around. How about Waylon Vining, who also caught a piece of the accident? The 2-8 of Dylan Wilson still at the front of the pack, and the yellow flag comes out once again. Pete, that first stint looked pretty organized for some of the drivers at the front, but now it seems like patience, if any patience at all, has worn to nothing.
Yeah, you'd figure, starting off early, you'd, kind of get into a groove, get into line, see how the track's going to change, and get after it when you need to. I don't think, just a few laps into the race, you've really got to be that aggressive. But also, Rick, we've learned many times when the cars are this bunched up, sometimes that is the time to make a move, because that's when you can make the most amount of moves early. But these things going sideways, they're a little bit harder to do. Green flag's back in the air one more time. Working lap 5 out of 160 out of 60. Long way to go for these guys.
Oh, absolutely a long way to go, but we'll see just, well, and there's the caution once again. So we're going to tick down these 60 one lap at a time, and it looks like restarts might just be king here, because the 2-8 of Dylan Wilson is really making a great effort at the front. But how about Derek Stewart being scored as 00, but he's got that shiny 4.7 on the side. He's made his way into the top 5.
Yeah, not too shabby at all. I'll actually go on through your top 5 again here in just a moment, as soon as everything finishes cycling back through. Looks like, come on, keep going. All right, so as you said, Dylan Wilson, he's gonna be the control car. Get ready to set things back up again. 47, the 09 that we've seen quite a few times all night long. Getting ready to get on that hammer again, Rick. Very little braking, whole lot of wheeling these things around. Green flag's back.
And we're rolling once again in the Chili Bowl, flinging some dirt up. The 09 gets into the wall. Colton Zimmer tries to hold on to it, starts bouncing off of the dirt in turn number 1, 3 wide, and the caution's out once again.
Caution's out just as the pace truck came on out to pick everybody up. Looks like it was all into turns 1 and 2, so able to complete just a few laps right there. They're going to wind down one way or another. I'd love to see a whole lot of great green flag racing. Get let these guys get racy side by side. Maybe 1-2, but they've absolutely got to get a little bit of distance between them. If they're going to try to pull off any, very, very tight slide jobs or anything like that as the race goes on. I don't know how much damage these things can withstand, but I have a feeling by the end of it, they will be tested to their max.
Well, I think you can see from the back end of some of these race cars that they get crunched up pretty easily, but the front fenders are looking okay. Green flag is definitely out once again, Pete, and these guys are getting charged up, and they're starting to feel the power underneath.
Green flags are looking from the backstretch as the leader comes on by. So far, so good. A little bit of contact, a little bit further in the back between the 46, 74, and others. And different shots around. Another car on its roof. No, it wasn't on its roof. Just the way that the car was coming towards me made it look like it was. But no, we got caution number 5 on track. And we're still within 10 laps of the start. Again, Rick, caution laps do not count.
They certainly don't. And after a lot of tension, after a lot of controversy between those two features, I think a lot of these guys are just wanting to get this night over with as quickly as possible. So we'll see if the drivers give each other a little more racing room, kind of break out into some single file racing. At the front, it doesn't seem like it's too much of a problem, but it's in the middle where drivers are being, and we mentioned earlier at the beginning of the evening that they're not going to have a lot of patience, but at this point, if they want to get more than 1 or 2 laps under green, they've got to exercise some patience and give each other a break.
Yeah, a break is really what's needed, and they've got to have some kind of patience, some kind of caution. If I make this move, what could possibly happen? If I don't make this move, what could possibly happen? But we're going to get ready to go back. Green flag racing again. Here we go. Ryan Hodge and company gonna throw the throttle down. Tomasi back up front.
Dylan Wilson breaking away as Tomasi goes to the inside of Uncle Buck, and there they go, colliding against each other. Buck's going to come down on that 5 car, and Buck's going to go end over end in turn number 1. Caution's going to come out once again, Pete, and once again, we go just about 2 laps or less before the yellow flies.
Yeah, it looks like the O2, a whole lot of damage. It was actually able to come on down, and it repaired the entire front clip. So I guess it doesn't really matter how much these things can or cannot withstand if your pit crew can fix these things up that quick. All right, so chat, who do y'all have out here that do you have a horse in this race? Who's it going to be that gets it done? Is it going to be the front row that has been able to prevail just about all night long throughout the heats and the mains, or is it going to be someone coming from the back, throughout these cautions? Who's it going to be? Who is your favorite to go ahead and grab this W?
I didn't think that Dylan Wilson really would be at the front fighting for this, but lo and behold, here he is with a great restart. He and Tanner Tomasi are really going to have it out at the front. Tomasi going right down onto the apron, not sure what the 09 was thinking, possibly some sort of penalty, trying to come back up onto the racing surface, but Tanner Tomasi going right to the back. That's going to give Dylan Wilson a 1-second lead, while Nate Waddle moves into second.
Wow.
All right, man. Caution
Wow.
Caution is out.
I tell you, Rick, if we're driving in NASCAR, all right, whether it's a Cup, Xfinity, or Truck Series, you don't see people getting bulldogged to go on over. If you see yourself getting under someone, you lay off the throttle, let the car slide off, and away you go. Now with these things, it seems like whoever it's like flipping a coin. It just doesn't matter. It's a completely different style of racing, I assume.
I think you and I tonight have experienced quite an atmosphere in this league, especially at such a difficult ask of these drivers to swing these, albeit lightweight, these massive late models around the racetrack, and perhaps more patience. Again, I hate to keep on harping about it, but maybe that's really what they need out here. Gonna go single file restart, as it looks like the double seven's gonna try and get a lap back. So Dylan Wilson will restart with the lead. Pete, the 17 of Waylon Vining, goes to the back there. Tanner Tomasi in second, Nate Waddle in third, and then in the middle of the pack, they start to get bunched up once again.
Yeah, bunched up once again, but now they got a little bit more room to actually go ahead and throw the car in. So looking back right now with Derek Stewart right now running P number 4, and old Mr. Reed back here in number 58, and then another 09. Getting a little bit of separation throughout the field. Green flag restart is absolutely what was needed. We are now just past quarter way, getting to 1/3 distance. 2 more laps. We'll be working lap number 20. And now we might actually have a good chance, or good possibility of getting all the way through to see who will crown, or who's going to grab this race and make themselves $50 richer.
Dylan Wilson up at the front. Tanner Tomasi still trying to creep in behind him. Daniel Adams side by side with the 4-6 of Kim Jones in the 9th position. Coming up behind him, you've got Timmy Meismer Jr. Tyler Reed running in the top 5. Caution's going to come out while the 58 catches a breath. Tim Jones having an incident in that 46, getting pinned up against the wall, and the caution is out once again, Pete.
Yeah, 46 up into the outside wall. See if it comes on down, grabs any kind of attention from the crew. No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like 46 is in pretty good shape. You know, all in all, so not too bad. See the 77 fly on by on the outside, 71 coming to the inside. Actually, 71's going to come on over to the pits. So we're going to go ahead and rack and stack them all back up again. We'll restart on lap 22 of 60, so past 1/3 distance. That was a good look to that race, Rick. We'll have to see if we can expand on that this time by.
We'll see if the 2.8 can continue to hold on. He's done a brilliant job at the front so far. So as we're going to start the 21st lap of competition, Dylan Wilson is at the front of this one. Tanner Tomasi still in second, and Nathan Waddle in the third spot. That hasn't changed, but Derek Stewart now wants a piece of the podium. We are racing again from the Chili Bowl.
Yeah, Stewart back here in this number 47, kind of liking that teal and black look. There's just something about those color schemes together make them absolutely really pop. So again, Derek Stewart right now, P number 4. Back here at 58, Tyler Reed. That's going to be your top 5. Wilson, Tomasi, Waddell, Stewart, and Reed. Up at the front though, Dylan Wilson, a little bit of a gap, about a half second back to P2, Rick.
It's kind of difficult trying to guess where these drivers are going to go, but Wilson continuing to make hay while the sun shines through the windows in Tulsa. 24 laps underway of the scheduled 60. He still leads the way. Drivers finally giving each other just a little bit of space out here, and the conveyor belt is in full circulation. 28915, your top 3. And Pete, this is finally the racing that we expected to see when we started the night. Drivers starting to get a bit close to each other, but some space forming between the top 5 and 6th.
Yeah, Rick, I actually able to finally, get a hold of the track map and put it up for all intents and purposes, show just how much of the track is being used as we're looking from the front end of Tanner Tomasi back towards the rest of the field, starting to see just a little bit of distance between. I think we might actually have a chance here to pick up with our leader, Dylan Wilson, and maybe go through the field, kind of reintroduce a few of these guys and what they've been racing for all night long. So, Rick James, if you want to grab yourself a nice cold beverage, it's going to take me just a second, but starting right now with driver 1, Dylan Wilson from Ironton, Ohio, in this number 28. Tanner Tomasi back here, P number 2, doing pretty well all night long. I'm sure he's gonna finish strong as well. Nathan Waddell from Weaver, Alabama, in this number 5 Apex Racing machine, down 2 spots from where he started, but we'll have to see how he finishes. That's what's most important. Derek Stewart a little bit further back, right now sitting P4, up 1 spot from Talladega, Alabama. How about that? Victory Speed Shop, exclusive designs. Caution number 9 is out with 35 laps now complete, Rick.
And just over a quarter to go. Not talking 15, talking 25 laps remaining. Timmy Meismer Jr. making contact with the Star-Spangled 7.5 of Danny Adam. Some cars are going to come down, I was going to say pit road, but it's not even a pit road. They're going to come onto a dirt patch in the middle of a bull ring in Oklahoma and get their race cars fixed up. The 2.8 still running away with this one. Waylon Vining in the 7.7. I guess my pick turned flat. This is why I never win on DraftKings. But at the front, Dylan Wilson making a great job of holding on to this lead on restart. Tanner Tomasi hanging with him. Connor New is in that 10 car. He's the gap between 5th and 6th. And we're going to see if he can break his way into the top 5. But that 0 on the scoring pylon, the 47 of Derek Stewart, still just hanging out. He gets a hard bump as the green flag comes out.
There we go. I tell you what, man, I was just kind of hovering above with one of the drone cams, and when these things hop on the throttle, they sound bad meat. And if it wasn't at risk of muting you out completely, Rick, with that camera, man, I would love to ride around this place and just give a listen of what these things sound like in enclosed doors. It's got to be deafening to the crowd.
You know, I've got again, shout out to another iRacer here, Dustin Painter, who he's been to the Chili Bowl a couple times and he knows a thing or two about dirt racing, and he says exactly that. He also told me about something called the Chili Flu, which is less fun than listening to these race cars, but the sound is out of control. Derek Stewart capitalizing on Nathan Waddle making a mistake, and now the 00 looks to take third. Caution is out.
Caution is out with 20 laps remaining, 20 even, so 2/3 of the way through. Looks like Dylan Wilson in that 28. He is proving why track position here, not only at the Chili Bowl, but anywhere you go is absolutely key. It's when you don't have to fight your way through. I don't think there's really such a thing as dirty air with these cars or anything like that. It really is all about track position and how much of a run and how much bite you can get coming off of the corner in order to keep or maintain or maybe even improve your positions.
What I want to know is just how much preparation and how much practice these guys put into it. A lot of these drivers really putting in a strong concerted effort, and it looks like we might go double file with the restarts again. So we'll see if they can keep the cleaner sequences we've been seeing on these restarts. The truck is going to pull in, Pete. We're going to turn them loose with just over 20 to go.
Here we go. So 28 this time, no clear jump to himself. 09 is going to go ahead and try to throw it in there. Tap the brake just a little bit. They're going to come off the corner side by side. High side in use for the 28. 09 is going to take the lead.
Tanner Tomasi to the front, and he got him on the restart, Pete. We've been talking about the strength of restart. Dylan Wilson blinked first. Tomasi took advantage, and now it's advantage Tomasi. But how about Derek Stewart, who sends it in just a bit too deep, and he ends up playing in some deep mud as the yellow flag flies at the Tulsa Expo Center once again, Pete. 44 laps complete.
44 laps then. I think, Rick, we might need to get rid of this scoring pylon, bring the ticker up, and let it eat, because this is about to get down. It's been dirty all night long, but if we're going to stay with double file restarts, it will be a mano-y-mano, come and get me kind of world. Let's switch things over right now, and I hope y'all are ready. Mano-y-mano.
Looks like 43 laps were complete, so we're going to kick off lap 44 of competition. It's going to give us roughly 17 laps to settle this one. This time, it's advantage Tomasi on the left-hand side. The green flag will wave. 3 wide for the start, but the 4-7 jumps it. Dylan Wilson trying to prove he's the best rapper alive on the top side, and he's not giving up yet.
No, not at all. Still out there. He's led a majority of this race, trying to keep Tomasi back behind. 28 going to use a lot of that, a lot of the outside line, and caution is going to fly again. So, Rick, these guys, the 28, he wants it. He knows that he's got a car. He can get up there, stay up there. He's highly competitive. But the 09's proven that he can really, challenge for it as well. But I think what the admin saw with the single file restart may have felt that it was a little bit too much of an advantage to the 28. They want to see these guys really race hard for it.
One driver you're going to see race hard is that 00 of Derek Stewart. Again, it is car 47 on your screen, 00 on the scoring pylon. Stewart is getting really aggressive with these restarts. He had to back off last time around because he got too close to the bumper of the 09. So Stewart playing with fire. He's either going to make the perfect move or he could make the terminal move that sees his race and possibly someone else's races out. So we're going to find out. The 2-8 gets up, big jump, and there's clear sailing ahead of the 4-7. Green flag is out once again, Pete.
Yeah, 47, and the 5-2 is outside. 58 out there as well. 09 still beating the back. Well, there is no bumper, Rick. We'll talk about the roll cage then. And we've seen what's happened each and every one of the times that these cars have been lifted up off the ground. They just get sent, literally. And we're not talking about in the corners. We're talking about sent, bulldoze, flipped, moved around, and no questions asked. I think that is what's caused a lot of the tempers here this evening.
Just over 10 laps remaining. We're going to have lucky number 13 laps to go when we restart once again. Derek Stewart in the 4-7 just lost a little bit of that fire on that last restart, but possibly just holding back, possibly just waiting for the right moment. But how about Dylan Wilson getting back up to that front? Tanner Tomasi sitting in second, Nate Waddle still in third. Pete, we've yet to see a flash of bravado out of Waddle. And I don't know if he's just waiting for that right moment or if he's finding some difficulty trying to get around the 09. We're going to go to a single file restart with lucky number 13 laps to go. And if there was ever a time for Waddle to put just a little bit of doubt into the 2.8 or the 09, this is the time.
Absolutely, the 5's been able to pretty much keep that machine very, very close to the front, and this could be his time to shine. Can he turn down underneath the leader? Green flag's out. We're about to find out.
Green flag.
Listen to him sing, Pete. The 2.8, Dylan Wilson, now running low. He does get a huge rear bumper full of the 09 of Tomasi. Waddle, that was his moment to get through, and it looks like he's trying to find a launch under the 09. Now Wilson really has to steel himself. 9 to go this time by. The 09 has to be patient, but he can't wait forever. The 4-7 of Stewart being overtaken by Reed, Pete. 10 to go. There goes the 09.
Yeah, 09 able to move on up, but he got a little too high. Not even going to be able to use the cushion up there, but somehow gets a great launch. Not quite sure if the 28 had to check up or what, but here it is. Here's the fight between the 5 and the 28. 5 down low, getting a good bite off. 28 rather, no such luck. He's still been able to run that line, but now Tanner Tomasi, he's got the 28 in tow as well as the 5. This looks like what we saw earlier with the green flag feel to the race. Is this how it's going to end?
5 becomes 4. Tomasi with money on his mind. Dylan Wilson behind him, and Nate Waddle found his advantage. Here he comes inside the 2.8. 56 laps now complete, and it's 4 circuits to go at the Expo Center. 9-1-2-8-5, your top 3, Pete. Tomasi, Wilson, Waddle, $50 on the line, and next time around, just 2 circuits remaining. It's Tomasi's race to lose, Pete.
Yeah, Tomasi's race to lose, but he's having to deal with a little bit of lap traffic right here. Will he be able to navigate? 47 politely gets up and out of the way, but in the way of others. 09 coming across the line. He will win the Chili Bowl and $50 richer. Congratulations, Tanner Tomasi. Dylan Wilson, number 2. Nathan Waddell, P, number 3. That is your podium, Rick.
And you have to give it to these drivers. They finished those last 10 laps under green. Given everything that's gone on this evening, That's got to be a great victory, not just for Tanner Tomasi, but for the rest of those guys that finished this in one piece. You've got to give it up to Dylan Wilson, Nate Waddell, the 4-7 of Derek Stewart. No idea what in the world Ryan Hodge was doing at the end of that one, but as it ends, Tanner Tomasi earned this win. And like you said, he is $50 richer. Someone hand him that grant.
Absolutely. I don't think I need to show y'all the check. The check was on screen for quite a while. You probably inspected every single bit of it. The only thing that was missing on there was the payee. And yeah, Tanner Tomasi grabbing himself $50, and what a Rick, I got to say, that's probably the most well-earned $50 I think I have ever witnessed. One hell of a show, but these guys had to really put their cars, their wits, and their being into this entire race in order to complete it all. So congratulations to them. All right, guys and gals out there in chat, we will have our top 3 live in the booth in just a moment. We're going to go through post-race. We'll be right back. Again, thank you so much for being very patient. We'll be right back with you right after we try to pay a couple bills here. Let's go.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
All right, ladies and gents, thank you so much for being extremely patient. I definitely appreciate it. Let's go ahead and turn this down just a little bit. Well, we saw a whole lot of racing tonight. It's a lot of fun. Definitely, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to grab our top 3 for post-race interviews, but I sincerely want to thank everybody that came out on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, of all places, and of course through Roku TV on IROC. So again, thank you very much for coming on out. Tanner Tomasi going to be your big winner here from the Chili Bowl. Have yourselves a great night, and we'll catch you again some other time.